The last time I had anything to do with Shadow Warrior was when the original game came out in 1997. I was a teenager then, and found the shift from Duke Nukem's male posturing to Lo Wang's cheeky racial insensitivity hilarious. To be honest, I still use some of the fortune cookie jokes to this day. Baseball wrong. Man with 4 balls cannot walk. I missed the 2013 reboot, but by what I hear it was well received. With Wolfenstein, Shadow Warrior, and now Doom, it's actually refreshing that all these 90s FPS reboots are more than just quick and dirty cash-ins on the name alone. So why play Shadow Warrior 2? A friend of mine was interested in my thoughts on the game, and seeing that I only play games these days if I can make a video out of them, here we are. Not having the reboot to inform my opinions, Shadow Warrior 2 is easy to describe. It's Borderlands with magic, critter humor, and a heavier focus on melee weapons. Your sword has special attacks, and then you get different swords with different attacks. Double swords, with chi blasts. Truth be told, I thought the chi firing was like a Legend of Zelda thing, where I only had it when I was at full health. It took me a while to realize that it was using my mana resource. Most of the loot in chests are upgrades that you can slot into all your weapons, mainly of the elemental damage variety. There are minor upgrades for small bonuses to damage, health, movement speed, and critical hits. This means that you don't have to worry about getting rid of a favorite weapon. You can just swap out the upgrades and keep slashing or blasting away. That you travel to outside areas from a central hub world full of missions only aided the Borderlands comparison. Now, seeing how the original Borderlands is a favorite game of mine, I expected that I would love my time with Shadow Warrior 2. So here's a question for you. What do you do when none of the humor works and none of the combat has any visceral impact? Well, humor is subjective, so you can ignore all the one-liners landing flat, as they might be causing others to laugh out loud, as long as the combat is satisfying. While the guns had some weight behind them, the shotgun especially, I prefer to stick with swords. I mean, I've played countless FPS games with guns, but very few with a melee focus. Unfortunately, the swordplay felt mostly like I was just flailing around. Using the special moves on the right mouse button, the stab and the twirl, I found myself watching the enemy health bars to see if that killed them, as there wasn't any visual or audio feedback that my hit had landed. This disconnected me from the fights, which is a shame because the dash coupled with the double jump creates incredible movement opportunities to dodge. The game is halfway there. It just needs the triumph of skewering the foe you've zipped around the back of to have some feedback, and not result in me saying, "Ah, I guess he's dead." At least the thrill of loot is still intact. The missions are littered with chests that hold upgrades, and they're visible on your minimap too. This helps as often I find the chests blend a little too well into the set dressing. Yes, most upgrades will not be useful, but like any loot-based game, it's picking up a rare item that elicits the most joy. Same with fighting a rare monster. These are usually much beefier versions of regular foes with an entourage linked to them. The reward is often worth the risk, except when it isn't, but you have a better chance of finding something worthwhile. Finally, I do like the aesthetic here. It could be my PC running the game at a lower resolution, but the sky, the clouds, and trees all evoke a hazy, dreamlike quality. If the combat was as impactful as, say, the combat in Doom, I could see myself sticking around. But as it stands, I won't again be saying hi to Lo Wang.
Does it involve moving a piano or coming to an open mic night?
It does not.
Then I'm in.
I'm running out of crude.
And crude is?
Unrefined black grain.